Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Michelle Hill with Southern Inspirations, and I'm very excited to be with you again today for another episode of Design Time with Kelley Kolettis. Good morning, Kelley. How are
Good morning. How is everybody?
you? I'm doing good over here for a holiday weekend. It looks like we already have several folks watching. So y'all do let us know, drop a comment, let us know what you're doing this weekend. And I'll tell you, Kelley, I'm so excited about our content today. With getting our guest spaces ready, that's a little bit for our summertime guests coming. So thank you so much for putting this together for us today. We've had Missa and Michelle both said hi. So thank you for joining. I see another Facebook user that has said happy Friday, and I apologize if you're watching through the group. I can't see at this very moment who you are. I'll try to get my phone over here as backup, but hello to everyone for joining. Thank you for being here. Kelley, are you ready to just jump into our topic?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Great. Well, y'all, as I mentioned, today is all about getting ready for summer guests. And so Kelley is going to talk to us about bedding and transitioning from those heavy quilts and blankets and things we might have had in place during the fall and winter months. And then she's going to give us some fabulous tips on preparing the space, the bedroom, the bathroom, where the guests will be so that they will feel the five-star treatment in our homes. Right, Kelley?
Yes, I'm actually giving this interview from my own guest room, so getting in the mood.
Look at you. Well, it's so gorgeous back behind there. And so I'm like, ooh, yeah, maybe I should have thought to have done that instead of this boring office. I think I probably need your help to spruce this space up a little bit.
Oh, I'm happy to help.
Well, let's jump right in and get into all those wonderful tips that you have for us.
All right, yes. So we are within the very, very hot summer months. So I'm sure that most of you have already transitioned from your winter bedding to your summer bedding. We are also within the countdown of a lot of us having guests coming this weekend for the 4th of July. So I wanted to take this time to give suggestions on how to transition your bed to a more comfortable summer bed to take the heat and also help you sleep comfortably. If you're like me, you have to have some sort of blanket on you just to sleep. So I'm just going to give suggestions on the best type of bedding and then also give you some tips on how to prep your guest room for the guests that will be coming later today. So to jump right in, I want to talk about how to choose the right type of bedding to put onto your bed to prepare you for summer. I like to use a lot of light layers, even though people still sleep with their air conditioner probably cranked up. It can still get really cool at night, so it's nice to have the extra layers in case you feel a little chilly. You can pull on another layer without having to, completely wake up and go find a blanket. So I really like to stick with layers on the bed all year round, but during the summer, I like to stick with really light top layers. I think we've got a slide showing a few layers of that.
We absolutely do. And y'all bear with me just a second. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to try the best way for you guys to see this without us doing all this. You have to do this. Y'all just bear with us, but I'm going to go ahead and pop it up. I'm going to take myself off of here first and then pop that up, and let's see if they can see it better.
All right. Hello. There we go. All right. So I like to start a cooler night's sleep by putting the down comforter into storage along with any other dense winter bedding like flannel sheets or thick quilts. Try to choose breathable materials to put onto your summer bed. I like to use materials like linen, cotton, or bamboo. They're very breathable. They are like sweat wicking. So anything with those type of materials will be perfect. And having those light layers, also try to get cooler sheets. So stay away from like the flannel or the really thick satin. Go with a thread count that's between 300 and 800. That helps a lot with the breathability. And if you get too hot in the night and you roll over and find that cool spot, that really helps with that also. And then having those light layers, I like to keep a throw blanket just at the end of the bed. Again, just in case if you get really chilly at night with that air conditioner blowing on your face and your fan going on high, just bring a thick, warmer blanket just to throw on at the end. It's very, very helpful. Did we get it to work? All right.
Hey.
So
Okay, I'm back. It takes just a second to push all these buttons to make sure all this stuff is up here, Kelley. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful picture and lots of great suggestions. I definitely myself like I like the heaviness of a blanket feel year round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to burn up. And so
right.
I like your suggestions of the materials to use, and I can definitely use some of those tips. So we've had a few other comments that I want to recognize. Lots of people saying hello. Hey, Sharon, thanks for identifying yourself. Lots of people watching and mentioning how beautiful your room is and how cozy everything looks. So thank you all for taking the time to watch and for commenting. We certainly appreciate it. All righty, let's move on.
All right, so a lot of you have visitors coming this weekend to celebrate the holiday. I just wanted to give a couple of tips to help them feel warm and welcome in the home. This is a very short list, so don't feel like you have to write everything down. At the end, we do have a slide that has it all, so you can just do like a screenshot or something like that to get it all down. But these are just some really easy ways to make your guests feel welcome and to help their whole transition of coming to visit. So I like to start with once you've got your room prepped, just make room for their stuff. They are coming with a suitcase or a large bag. So clear the tops of your nightstands, maybe clear a drawer inside the nightstand in case they're staying for an extended period of time. Maybe leave a couple hangers, empty hangers in the closet if they need to hang something up once they get here. Some people completely empty their suitcases when they travel, so maybe have a drawer or two that are completely empty in the guest room to accommodate their things. They will also need some sort of like luggage rack or bench or something like that. Goodness. Or something like that to lay their suitcase on. They may have a couple of bags just to keep them out of the way, but up off the floor so they're easily accessible. Have some sort of amenity basket, kind of like when you check into a hotel and you may have forgotten your shampoo and conditioner. They always have the little basket of, the shampoo, soap, maybe a razor, a shower cap, anything that you think that they might need. If you have a little travel size, just throw it in there, just so they don't have to come looking for you to ask for help. Just having, like small towels, toiletries, maybe even a phone charger or tissues can be a huge help and make them feel right at home.
Hey, Kelley, did you want me to pop that slide up for?
No, we'll do it at the end.
Huh?
We can do it at the end.
Okay. All right. Sorry to interrupt. I'm like, oh, you might want to have that up there. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Another thing that would probably help if you don't already have it in there are blackout curtains. I don't know where your visitors may be coming from, but they could be jet lagged when they get there. They may want to sleep late. They may want to go to bed really early. It gets, the sun stays up forever these days. So having the blackout curtains or really good blinds are always a really good plus to have in there. When you visit places, I'm sure that you appreciate it. So I'm just keeping those things in mind of things that you like when you travel. Just keep that at the front of mind when you're trying to think of things to put in the room to prepare for them. That also brings up like having spare pillows and blankets. If you're like me, you may sleep in a nest of pillows, and I need plenty of them. So coming to visit someplace that only allows me one pillow is usually a disappointment because I'll always forget to bring my own pillow. So having a couple of extra pillows, whether they're on the bed or just in the closet, very easily accessible. is always a huge help. Again, just making them feel at home. That also brings up reading materials. If they didn't bring a book, or they may not have like the Nook or Kindle or something like that, maybe have a couple of magazines. Doesn't matter how old they are. If they need something to read, they'll read it. Or just even a book of short stories would be helpful, just to help them, lull themselves to sleep if they don't want to play on their phone. That's something really easy that you can just keep on the side of the bed, just on the nightstand or in the bathroom or something like that. To keep with the senses of like when you visit someplace, try to have a nice soft rug in there. If you have hardwood floors, it may be very uncomfortable for them to get out of bed and step onto a hard, cold floor. So having some sort of like soft rug, or maybe even slippers, if you've got some extra slippers that you want to throw in there, really make it luxurious for your guests. You can also have, lamps next to the table so they, can find their way around. Maybe even have a nightlight in there just in case they wake up in the middle of the night and it's completely dark. They may forget where they are and stumble around. You don't want them to be uncomfortable, but you also don't want them to wake you up in the middle of the night with things like that. So having extra lighting and just keeping those extra, things around that you would appreciate if you were going to visit somewhere are very, very helpful. Another thing is having some sort of like dirty clothes hamper. Depending on how long they're staying, they may not want to, take off their clothes at the end of the night and put it back into the suitcase with all their clean clothes. So having just something like a small basket in the bathroom or next to their bed would be something really easy for them to just throw their dirty clothes into, and then they can package it all up or wash it while they're there, depending on how long they're staying.
Those are all such good tips. And Kelley, that's stuff that we already have on hand, most likely.
Mhm.
I mean, we might have to pick up a few of the travel size amenities, to go in the basket. But I think just taking those extra steps really shows someone that you care and you're just showing them your hospitality. And like you said, it just makes them feel just luxurious, like they are a 5-star hotel or something.
Yes, you definitely want your guests to feel like they're at home. Maybe not too at home that they stay forever, but at least comfortable while they're there so they can enjoy their stay and y'all can be comfortable and you don't have to, interrupt each other at any point during the morning.
Right.
And, again, keeping with the senses, keep like candles and air fresheners available to them as well. Being in someone else's home, you may not, enjoy their smells, or they have, different smells than your home. So, having some sort of air freshener or candle that they have the option of using is always nice. And then, in the bathroom, make sure you have plenty of like extra towels, extra toilet paper, and a plunger. I know that this isn't something that people think about, but I mean, try to avoid that awkward scenario where they have to come to you and ask. Keep it in an obvious place. So again, they feel like home and they don't feel like that they're interrupting your life. So just having things like that, again, just things at the front of your mind that when you go to a place, you don't think about it, but you appreciate it that it's there. So just having options like that available to your guests makes them appreciate you and everything, all the effort that you put into
Oh
prepping.
gosh, absolutely. I can think of a couple of times, Kelley, where I didn't have to go ask for a plunger, thank goodness. But I have been in situations where, there was one little sheet of toilet paper left after I'm on the toilet. Or there are no washcloths. I wash my face at night with a washcloth. Now, granted, I've kind of learned to pack my own. I have my certain little washcloths that are for makeup removal. And so I try to remember to take my own. But there are those moments where you're like, gosh, I don't have this. And I really don't want to go have to ask, especially if I've gotten undressed and you have to put a robe on. I mean,
or like hollering through the house like nobody wants
that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The bathroom, like I need some toilet paper in here. Oh my goodness. Keeping it real, y'all. Just keeping it real.
Avoid the awkward situation.
Yes. I mean, true enough, we can't think of every single thing that someone might need, but all these, you have put together just this fabulous list of they are someone that likes extra pillows, they're there. And if they're not, so what? They're still there. You know, they know that you as the homeowner, you know, took the time to think through those things. So yeah, avoid the awkward stuff for sure.
Yeah, let's pull that list up there and we'll read through it again real quick.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. It's a very short list, so just make space for your guests. Keep that amenity basket. Give them a luggage rack. Have spare pillows and blankets. Have the lamps, rugs, everything to make them feel comfortable and at home. The air freshener if they don't like your smell, and extra towels and toilet paper. Very easy, just things to keep in mind. It's a small checklist for every time you have a guest.
There you go. And as you mentioned, we'll have that posted so that y'all, if you weren't taking notes, I love that comment you made about if they don't like your smell.
You know, you've been to a house where you don't like the smell. So everyone has been in that situation. So again, just thinking about them before they have to think about it.
Oh my goodness. Thinking through all of that. Okay. Did we miss anything? I haven't shown the picture of the sheets.
Oh, we did have a slide to talk about the breathable materials. Again, this is something that you can easily search for online or locally. You can have linen sheets, they're very breathable. Cotton is always very easy to find. So any type of sheet like that that's very breathable is perfect for summer. So don't make your guests sweat. Give them nice bedding.
I love the way you put things. That is so true. I love it. All wonderful things to think about. All right. Anything else we want to share? I do want folks to know about your website, to be aware of the consultations that you're offering, either in person or virtually, and all the different services that you offer. So I'm going to pop your website up here. And will you just tell us what all you do and what all you offer?
Yes, KelleyKolettisDesigns.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, whatever you search on. I've got tons and tons of before and after photos. You can see behind the scenes pics of different projects that I'm on. If you have a project coming up and you just need some ideas or a starting point, I'm happy to set up a consultation and just give you that plan of action. Or if you want to hire me on to do the entire project for you and you just come home one day and your house looks awesome, I'm happy to help with that also. So if you've got a guest room that you need spruced up or completely remodeled, I'm happy to help.
Thank you so much, Kelley. Well, as always, I have learned something. I learn from you every time we speak. Thank you, everyone who is watching. I hope that you learned as well. And Missa says, I highly recommend Kelley Kolettis. So thank you, Missa. My friend Judy from Florida is watching, and she comes time. So thank you, Judy, so much for watching. I know my friend Sharon joined. There are a couple of others on here that have mentioned about how beautiful your bedroom is.
Thank you.
Kelley, you might have to give us a broader view of that room. Or you might, see if you can show us a little more, because I'm going to guess that people are really excited to see that.
Well, this is my guest room if y'all want to come stay with me this weekend.
Oh.
I've actually got, this is, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
The furniture is painted. I know, Michelle, you do a lot of painted furniture.
Right.
This is my great grandmother's furniture, and it had like stains, and it was all discolored because it was so old. So I painted it like an aqua blue. And then I've got a lot of decor in here that's kind of like the peacock colors that were very popular in the last decade. But I've got plates on the wall as well that I hung.
I love that.
As my headboard. So the big tray in the middle was the big silver tray that we used at my Greek wedding. I don't know if y'all know this about me. I married a Greek man. That's where I get Kolettis. But we had 2 weddings in one day. So the first wedding was at the Greek church here in Little Rock, and then our second wedding the same day was at Garvin Gardens in Hot Springs. But this tray had all of our candles and flowers and everything on it for the Greek wedding. And then all of the plates are collected from like my grandmother and my great grandmother, and just collectible plates that I felt like I needed to put somewhere, but I didn't want anyone to actually use. So I was happy to hang them on the wall.
I love that. Well, would you mind? I'm going to just step out here. Didn't give her any warning. Take a couple of pictures and post them too, or
Yes.
me, and I'll post as part of when we get all these other slides posted. I know folks will be anxious to see some more of that. It looks like, is that a reflection of blue in the silver platter, or is there some sort of blue in the platter?
It is. It's tarnished a bit because, I don't polish things that often. But it worked out that when I pulled it out of the plastic, because I wanted to actually use it instead of it being boxed up under the bed for the last
Uh-huh.
8 years.
Yeah.
When I pulled it out, it already had like the blues and coppers and everything that I needed. And I was like, oh, this is going on the wall. So
Oh,
this is one of those like nature took over moments that it worked out. So the tarnish actually blended with the rest of the room.
well, I love that. And the combination of that with those older plates and everything, it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. So definitely send me a couple of pictures because I know some.
Yes, I will.
Okay, sorry to get us off track in the bedroom, but I just had to go there.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much for supporting Southern Inspirations and Kelley Kolettis Designs. We are having a lot of fun with this partnership to bring you content that you want, that you're interested in. Please follow Kelley on her Facebook page if you haven't already, and continue to like, share, comment. Hop over to Instagram and like us there too, because we keep content populated there. So with that, everyone have a wonderful July 4th weekend, and be looking for next Friday. We won't be live together, but we will have some fabulous content. So everybody be looking for something good from Kelley. It's always
Every Friday.
right. All right, y'all take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.